Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today guys, I am so excited because I'm going to be doing a review and demo on this palette right here, which is the KKW and Mario collaboration eyeshadow palette. When I got this, I was so happy. Well, kind of, because I had to pay £15 to receive it over the counter, and it was £15 customs and tax fee. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, but I'm happy I actually got it. Yes, I'm gonna be showing you how I got this lovely kind of brown, warm, smoky eye with a hint of colour on the lid, which is the blue shade in the palette, which is amazing. So yeah guys, if you want to see a review and demo on this palette, then just keep on watching. Don't forget to leave the video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it and it helps you at all. And subscribe to my channel to be part of my little YouTube fam here on YouTube and to see more further uploads from me. So yeah guys, enough rambling, let's just get right into this review and demo. Okay, so let's just get jumping right into it. So this is the palette here. This palette retails for £35 I believe, and then if you're from the UK, by the time you pay postage it becomes £45. It's £10 postage, so that's £45. I had to pay £15 customs and tax to receive it because it was coming from America. So it was £60 altogether, which is a little bit expensive, but you know me. I literally spend a lot of money on makeup, so, you know. So it does come in a box just like every other eyeshadow palette does. And this is the palette, so it is like a light matte kind of grey colour. And then, I don't know if you can see it with the lighting, but if I kind of go like that, you can see it says KKW and Mario on the front, and kind of like a glossy kind of finish. And if you flip over to the back, you have all these shade names. So when you open up the palette, straight away you see that you have a mirror, which is really good because it's really handy to have a mirror in the palette. That's amazing. And as you can see, there's 10 eyeshadow shades. So there are 4 matte shades and 6 shimmery shades. So the one colour that I really want to use is this blue right here. It's so gorgeous. This palette generally has all the colours in it that I would enjoy using and that I would love to go back to all the time. If I was to make a palette myself with all the colours that I would need and all the colours I would want in it, this would be it. You have like this kind of white shimmery shade here for your brow bone highlight and your inner corner highlight. You have this cream kind of matte shade just to set your base. You have your transition shade. You have shades to darken up your crease. And you have shimmery shades. Like, I couldn't ask for anything more in this palette. So I'm going to go through the names of the palette. So when you're looking at the back, you're kind of you're meant to look as if you're looking into the palette. So 2008 is this shade here. Then the next one along is called Glam. And then the one in the centre is called Miami. This shade right here is Armenian. Then this shade right here is Loyalty. Moving on to this row, you have Decade, Albanian, Vegas, Libra, and Bronzy. Now, all of the shades in the palette are meant to reflect on things that Kim Kardashian and Mario have in common and things that they've done together and so on and so forth, which is a really cute concept. I think that's so adorable. So there is a good bit of weight to this palette, which tells me that it's very sturdy and I know that I'm getting my money's worth out of it. So before we get started, I just want to mention that I have done my eyebrows and my base off camera. I just used my Anastasia Dipbrow in the shade Taupe to do my eyebrows, and then I went in with the Revolution concealer in the shade C1 just to clean under my eyebrows and use it as a base. And I also went with the Coty Airspun translucent powder and just dusted it over just to set that into place. I will leave the link to my brow tutorial in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. I just done them off camera because it does save a little bit of time. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is this shade right here, which is 2008, I'm forgetting the names already. And I'm just going to take this Zoeva 137 Petite Fan brush just to kind of place this colour on my brow bone just to highlight it. So that is a very nice brow bone highlight. I'm actually loving it, and I'm just going to show you there actually was not any kickback in the palette with this shade at all, which is a good start. Now we're going to go in with my transition shade. For that I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Miami. And I'm going to take that colour on my Morphe R38 brush. I'm literally just patting my brush into the colour. There's not much fallout, but I don't know if you can see, but there is a slight bit of fallout so far. It's not always a bad thing. Don't know how pigmented this stuff's going to be. So I'm literally just going to take this as my transition shade in my crease. Okay, so it's blending out like a dream, which I like. It's a good thing, obviously. So yes, this shade is blending out absolutely fantastically, just the way I'd want it to. So now that that shade's all nice and blended out, I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Albanian. And I'm just going to take this on a MAC 217 brush. And I'm going to go in and just kind of darken up my crease with this shade. So I'm just focusing this colour right in my crease. And I'm not really taking it that far out. I'm literally just blending it in and darkening up my crease. I'm not kind of blending it and smoking it all the way out. I'm just making sure that I'm getting right into that crease. So this colour is again blending out really nicely. It's very pigmented, so you really don't need a lot of eyeshadow on your brush at all. So now I'm going to go back in with the first brush I used for the crease, and I'm just going to go in and really buff all that colour out. So really just buffing out those edges and blending it into the first colour that we used. So I am really liking how this is turning out so far. It's nice and warm, it's nothing too in your face. Well, not yet. Not until we add the blue, which we are going to be doing in a bit. So now I'm going to go in and further darken up my crease with the darkest shade in the palette, which is Loyalty. I'm just taking my Zoeva 224 Luxe Define Crease brush. I'm going to take this just below my crease and then start to work it into my crease. Then I'll go back in with the previous brush and blend it out and just make sure everything's nice and blended. So really just right in here, and then we're just going to blend it right into the crease. And then once we place it in, we can just start to buff it into our crease. So as you can see, this eye is significantly more dark than this eye. So that's how dark we want to go. So again, this eyeshadow is blending it absolutely perfectly. There is no issues at all with blending it out. And then I'm going to go back in with the first brush that I started out with. But I'm going to go back in with the first shade that we used, which is this shade here, and start to bring out the warmth in the eyeshadow again. I'm not taking a lot of that colour, I'm literally just taking a little bit in my brush. And then I'm just going around the edges and make sure that everything's buffed out and just add a little bit more warmth back in the eyeshadow. I apologise if I make really funny faces when I'm blending an eyeshadow, but I really can't help it. I'm not doing that to be funny. I feel like I just look really serious when I'm blending an eyeshadow, but I'm really not. I'm really just trying to concentrate. So that is all the matte shadows all nice and blended out and ready to go. So now for the fun part, I'm now going to go in with the blue shade. I'm going to go in with my Zoeva 226 smudger brush. Wow, I hardly even touched the pan. Oh my god, right, okay. So I'm just going to pat this on my lid. I'm going to try my best not to smudge it and swipe it on my lid. You're going to disrupt your eyeshadow base and the eyeshadows that are on your eyes already. So I'm just going to pat this on my eyes. Blue is honestly stunning. Oh my god, I'm so impressed. I'm going to go back in my Zoeva 224 Luxe Define Crease brush. And I'm going to go back in with the darkest matte shade in the palette and start blending out that blue colour. And really just buffing out the edges just so as that there's not an obvious line of where the blue ends and the warm shadows start. Because that is not a look that we're going for. So again, just blending out all the blue edges of the blue because we don't want to be left with any harsh lines whatsoever. And then once you've gone in and blended that blue out, this is what you should be left with. It just kind of goes from warm to dark to blue, which I really like. I'm really living for it. So I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to throw on some foundation, contour, highlight, and all that jazz. And then I will come back and we will talk about on what lip colour we're going to use to go with this. I'll leave the link to my complexion tutorial down below as well, just so that you know what I do use and what I do to achieve a flawless base. Again, that just kind of saves some time so as that we can really concentrate on the eyes and the eyeshadow palette itself, because that is the main point of the video. So yes, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've now got all of my base on, and now we're going to finish underneath the eyes. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Black Bean Eye Jumbo Pencil, and I'm just going to line my waterline. Now I'm running quite low on this, so I'm just going to take this angled eyeliner brush and just use that just to go underneath my waterline. However, I'm going to go and do this off camera because I need to be right up in a mirror so as that I can see what I'm doing and not poke my eye out. So now that I've got black eyeliner on my waterline, I'm going to go back in with the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here again, Albanian, and I'm just going to run this right underneath my lash line. And I'm going to take this flat sort of shader brush just so as I can really get right up into the lash line and really blend it out. So you really don't need to be precise with this at all, because we're going to use other colours to blend it out and diffuse it out. I'm just making sure that the colour is as intense as I can get it. Then using the same brush, I'm going to go back into the palette and dip into the darkest shade in the corner, which is Loyalty, and just really use that to darken up right underneath the lash line. So you really want a good transition between this shade, the darkest shade, and the black eyeliner. And then again, once you've got it as dark as you can get it, that is when we're going to be ready to blend it out further down with the lighter shade. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and forth between these two brushes here, which is the first brush we use for the crease colour and the Zoeva Luxe Define Crease Brush in 224, just to really blend out underneath the eyes with the lightest shade in here, which is Miami. Was that I can really start to wiggle the eyeshadow about just underneath where it ends and start to smoke it out. Just really nice kind of wiggling motions, just so as that the eyeshadow blends out seamlessly and it's not just a really harsh line again, because that means you're just going to drag it further down. So just really going right up against the line where it ends. So just really nice circular motions, making sure that there's no harsh lines and everything is nice and blended underneath the eyes. And then once we've done that, I'm just going to take the first brush that I started off with my transition shade and just really make sure that the top of my eye and the underneath my eye are connected. So really just kind of going like this to the sides and bringing it down, just making sure that they're nice and connected. Okay, so that is the eye look now complete. I'm absolutely loving it. It's nice, dark and intense with a pop of colour on the lid. So now what I'm going to do to finish off the look is pop on some mascara, which is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. I'm also going to pop on some lipstick and lip gloss. I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star and MUA collaboration lipstick in the shade Daddy, with some L'Oreal lip gloss in the shade Disco Ball over top, just to give it that nice shiny nude look. So I'll be back in 2 little seconds and we'll give an overview on how I think that palette went. Okay everyone, so that is the look complete. I am so happy with how this look turned out. It's so freaking good. Like, I'm in love. The eyeshadows blended out so easily. They're so buttery and they just blended out like heaven. But yes, I am absolutely digging this look. I love how it's nice and warm and smoky, and then you've got a pop of colour. What was that? Oh no, it's just my highlight. It's fine. I thought there was like some sort of blue like smudged in my face, but it's fine. But yes, I am absolutely loving this look. Especially with the lips. I feel like it all ties in really nicely together. So if you are wondering whether you should get this palette or not, the answer is yes, you need to get this palette in your life. I don't know if this palette's limited edition or if it's something permanent that's going to be on her website, but you need to get it ASAP because it is probably one of the best eyeshadows that I've used. The quality of it, the weight of the palette just feels amazing. So yeah guys, I think that concludes today's video. Guys, thank you again so much for watching, and if you like this video and if it helps you out on whether you should buy this palette at all, you should. Then don't forget to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be part of my little YouTube fam here on YouTube if you aren't already.